let's get on with the video, guys. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to be real with you guys. I have been missing a lot of stuff on Twitter the past couple days. You can't blame me. I've been playing Starfield. I've been playing a ridiculous amount of Starfield. It's unreal. But I got you guys. I saw some cool stuff when I was scrolling through Twitter last night. It looks like we're going to get some Indiana Jones information next year. You know, right now we 9 months into the year, so within a year from now we'll know more on Indiana Jones. You know, Indiana Jones has definitely been one of those games that, you know, people love. Indiana Jones, as much as like I'm not the biggest fan of a game like Indiana Jones or even a franchise like Indiana Jones, it's a beloved franchise nonetheless. Let's go over here to this Twitter post. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So shout out to who did this? Inquis? I don't know. I'll put the link in the description to the actual interview itself. But shout out to them for getting this nice little info right here. All right, so as you can see, we're going to read this little part down here. Raid of the Lost Art is Todd's favorite indie adventure. In 2009, he pitched LucasArts on an Indiana Jones game, which has always been on his bucket list. His first dog's name was Indy. After all, it didn't work out back then, but in the years since, Disney decided to back Todd Howard's initial ideal. The game is being developed by Machine Games, and a Swedish studio under the same company they've known for making Wolfenstein. Which also involves fighting against Nazis. In other words, it's a perfect fit. I am a huge Indiana Jones fan, and it can be brought to a video game in a unique way, Howard tells me, but he refuses to go into detail, only offering the game is obviously you're exploring stuff. It's about him. So if you're playing the game, how do you feel you're indeed playing, vice versa, just watching? Howard would talk about the Indiana Jones. I could tell you he really wants to, but he's not allowed. Instead, as I exit his office, he flashes that smile. We'll talk next year. So, Todd Howard's pretty much saying without saying we're going to see Indiana Jones next year. It's probably what they're going to open up next year's E3 or whatever they want to call that conference. This franchise is important. Because I've always said for a while, and you guys know, you know, I actually have a video, you know, I'll put it in one of the little end cards that's just like, yo, PlayStation has Spider-Man. That's a mainstream type of IP. Microsoft needs more stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be there, but I do feel like at the end of the day, that mainstream stuff matters. You know, when you're the only place that you feel you can go to play something like Spider-Man, there's going to be a lot of people that don't even realize it's just like one game or two games. They're just going to go buy it because of the word Spider-Man. And Microsoft really doesn't have anything mainstream. They got gaming mainstream media like Elder Scrolls. I would say, you know, Call of Duty most likely, you know, WoW, Overwatch. They got gaming mainstream media, but I wouldn't say they have mainstream because every industry they leak to the base mass mainstream. I would say Darth Vader's one, Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man's from multiple different kind of concepts, but you guys get what I'm saying. You know, Kratos, I would even say is remotely a little bit. Master Chief, I would say leaked into the mainstream media. When these companies want mainstream media attention, that's what they want. They want that person who really doesn't know a whole lot, maybe just plays Call of Duty, because that is where they consume the majority of their entertainment is mainstream media, and that's what they want. Now, if this comes out next year, I'm kind of curious when the game would come out, if we get more info next year. I'm pretty sure we're going to see it next year, because at this point, it was announced years ago. There's no reason we wouldn't see that next year. But the way Microsoft and Xbox has been rolling here lately, where does that stand for a release? You know, I think that we saw Starfield a little too soon because it's before Xbox bought them. But as we could see here recently, because the massive amount of IPs that Microsoft owns these days and Xbox, they've been very more, frugal onto showing what you're going to see. Back in the day, Microsoft and PlayStation had no problem showing you something that was years in advance, especially PlayStation. They don't necessarily do that as much as they used to. These days, it feels like Microsoft and Xbox are holding more of their cards closer to their chest. They teased Fable in 2018, but never officially announced the game. And then we officially get the game announcement, and we see another tease today. You can argue that they're going more towards that direction because, Gear 6 is definitely in development, and it's probably a decent amount into development. And we still haven't got no release date. We still haven't got an official announcement. State of Decay came out years ago in terms of a teaser trailer. Still no gameplay. There's clearly been a shift in how they handle these type of information that's over there at Microsoft and Xbox. And it's clearly what's being done these days. I do feel like they'd rather show something that's next year and not necessarily show something 2 or 3 years down the line. So that's what makes me kind of think that if we do see an Indiana Jones next year at that E3 show, then that actually might be when it comes out. It's either at the end. I wouldn't say it would be at the end of next year. I'd say it would be, you'll see it next year, and then the following January, February, you'll see some form of direct that's in more details on Indiana Jones. And then a couple months after that, the game will come out. That's how I think it is. Because I think, when it comes to the Forza and the Starfield thing, where both of those games were delayed outside of that 12-month window, I think the reason you saw that is because they were so far behind because of the pandemic. I do think we're getting to the point where game development was hit from the pandemic, but they're starting to come out the other end. So I don't think you're going to see too much when it comes into stuff like that. Now, I got more than one for you guys today. We ain't gonna really talk about this too long. This video is mainly towards, Indiana Jones. Elder Scrolls 6 looks like it's in production now. Now, obviously, we're talking 2027, 2028 before we actually see that game. The game's probably gonna be Todd Howard's last game. I'll be real with you. I think after that game, he is done. He's gonna retire. And that's sad because Todd Howard's been in the industry so long. It's just it's crazy that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an Xbox exclusive. Or do you guys think it is? Because there's a lot of people trying to run with the narrative that it isn't. Put in the comment section below if you think it's going to be a exclusive or not. I'm curious to hear your guys' opinion on that. Xbox is in a really good place right now. They're coming off of Starfield. Indiana Jones looks like we're going to see gameplay hopefully next year. Then we'll probably actually have the game out the year after. And then not to mention, that's probably around the time Fable is going to be coming out. It is a good time to be an Xbox gamer. But anyway, that's it for the video, you guys. Definitely put in the comment section below, what is your favorite games that's coming out for Xbox? Like I said, there is a lot going on. There is a lot of games coming to the Xbox ecosystem. That's just first party stuff. Not even going into Mirage. They got The Crew coming out. There's a lot of games coming out, and it's a good time to be a gamer. 2023 is turning out to be an amazing year. But anyway, put in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear you guys' opinions on that. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.